Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Norev 118 scale Alpine Renault A442. Definitely a really cool model, something a little bit different, a little bit more unique. Those who don't know, Renault is one of the all-time great manufacturers, car manufacturers, and has a really good racing pedigree. In the late 70s, they started with Formula One, introduced the first ever turbocharged engine, had limited success, and then did a lot better in the 80s with the turbo. But they also turned their attentions in the 70s to sports car racing, and for that they had the Alpine Renault, which was a coupe, really cool looking road-based car. And then they started to step it up 77, 78, 79 with this Le Mans prototype car. Definitely very cool and very keen to get it opened up and out of packaging. Okay, and here we have the Alpine Renault opened up and out of packaging. Definitely a cool looking model. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Le Mans prototypes. The current Le Mans cars for me look monstrously ugly, so at least it's nice to get something that looks really cool. I love this long back. It is really cool. The front, personally, I think is kind of ugly, if I'm being brutally honest. But the rest of the car, from really here onwards, I think looks outstanding. Now, this is not the Le Mans winning car. It is, in fact, I guess the car that they contended the 78 Le Mans Championship with, or Sports Car Championship, rather. It still looks fantastic. I actually prefer the colour scheme on this to the trademark Renault colour scheme of the yellow and black. It is a little bit different. It does have that orange in there, but I think it works really well. There's something about that 70s design, 70s feel that I really like about this car. Taking a look at the front, you can see obviously the Renault sponsorship that you've got there. Ragnotti is not the most iconic or well-known driver, but I assume he obviously did well enough to earn himself a model car. Looking at the back, I love how long it looks, particularly from this angle. The car just looks so smooth, so sleek. Norev definitely did a good job with this model. Now, there isn't a great deal of detail. Nothing opens. The back doesn't come off or anything like that. It is, I guess, a cheaper model. But having said that, it is still quite nice. And a quick look at the front of the car. It actually looks quite nice from the front. It's just the side-on view that I think this particular nose could have looked a lot nicer. And just for comparison, I've got the Renault next to the 77 Le Mans winning Porsche 936. They are both a similar length, similar width. One thing I will say, though, is the Porsche does look a lot nicer, at least in terms of the front. I think that the front on the Porsche is much nicer than the front on the Renault. There's something about Renault. They've never been amazing when it comes to styling, but definitely performance. They backed it up with this car, getting the Le Mans victory in 78. Well done to Renault. I think it is their only Le Mans victory as well, which is kind of surprising. There haven't been a lot of French victories. Peugeot have won several times, which is really good. But considering Renault is such an iconic French team, and they've done so well providing engines in sports like Formula One and things like that, it's interesting that this is the only car they've won Le Mans with. Certainly, at least in the modern era. Having said that, it is a really nice car. You can find this on eBay. If you're a big Le Mans or sports car racing fan, then I think absolutely this is well worth adding to your collection. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review on the Alpine Renault A442 118 scale Norev model.